uh, and you're resisting white's idea to attack down the dark squares. So both those ideas are on the flanks are the two strongest. Next, against e3, which it does open up lines for two pieces, and that's part of the key for its strength. Okay, number two is the next idea is, remember I said queen side to king side. So the ideas are c5, and the next best idea is d5. Once again challenging those light squares. e5 and f5. Pawn to f5. So it's from queen side to king side, sub center, center, and so on. Now against c5, you can transpose into the English opening and be very, very happy with the idea of getting your knight out and so on. You can, and bishop to e2 and so on. So you can actually be very, very happy. Sometimes, you know, knight even to f3, and d5 is quite possible here too. So you can be quite happy with meeting c5 with c4. That's a very, very strong response. And and there's other responses again, but as regards to how most beginners are going to play is exactly the way I recommended in the Black's first move rule and Black's second move rule. So make sure you watch those videos. I'll put links down below. So this pawn here going to d5 is certainly stronger than e5, but what do you often see from beginners? e5. Now you would think, okay, that pawn is in the center and your king pawn has only moved one square. But the difference is this pawn is super solid, unassailable, and is supporting an action in the center. And number two, this pawn is unprotected. So we can continue our plan. We can continue our plan with b3. The strength, we can still play c4, and the strength of this idea is that immediately you're going to be able to put a question to that pawn, and you're going to be able to strike at that pawn, okay? And then if it advances, you're going to be able to undermine it. So we can see here that e5 is quite a strong response. And so we've also got the surprise move d4. So now the pawn is being put to question, and so you have two pawns for white that you've advanced. You're challenging the center pawn. So what are they going to do? Perhaps they will advance. If they exchange, you have a beautiful open game with a pawn in the center, and you have your tempo advantage from the beginning. Your bad bishop becomes good. But remember that the good thing about this is that you're going to attack the queen side. Alright? Now, how are they going to defend that? Alright? And so perhaps they will advance, perhaps they will play the knight. Now, in the French defense reversed, Black doesn't have the advantage of that pawn being moved so that the knight can go here. So if the knight goes here, attacking the center, you can immediately put it to question. You can immediately start pressuring it, and you can see how dynamic that is. Okay, and also you're not afraid of the capture, okay, because of this strong e3 pawn. You can even play this move here, and it follows that principle, creating equality, always matching in the center, always creating balance. If this pawn advances, you've got this advanced structure that's actually looking quite vulnerable. And if they support it with this pawn, you have the bishop. Okay, and you want to delay castling, and you want to actually just get a good read on the situation. And the difference is the queen is quite active here, and you know, your position is quite strong. So now you have a lot of different ideas that you can trot out here, and so there you have it. Okay, and against this move here, you've also got other ideas like knight f6, knight c6, but it doesn't really do much. Okay, you're going to get a solid structure in the center. Now in the London opening, you're putting the bishop here outside the structure, which makes perfect sense. But the thing about this piece is it's quite vulnerable to being lopped off. You have to do defensive moves to try and protect it, and so on. Now here's the surprise move. After e3, e5, because you want to actually strike at the center, that exposes the king. So against e5, you know, obviously a surprise move is to use your first move advantage to get even more control of the dark squares, and a3 is a surprise move. You think it's very passive, you think it's not playing with your pieces, but remember, it's very early days, and you're focused as a beginner on solid positions, solid structures, and so on. So after a3 here, this surprise move, I mean, it kills. We see now that there's no entry squares at all for any sort of tactical shots. Okay, the pawns control the entry squares for the knight and the bishop, and this can be a